Okay, hello, Smilers, and hello to our global community made by Indigenous peoples, young talents, ecopreneurs, innovators, researchers, and humans from all over the globe. My name is Claudia Laricchia. I am the president and one of the co-founders of the SMILY Academy, that is organizing this online event to celebrate World Water Day. SMILY Academy is a special program of Indigenous Peoples Climate Justice Forum, and it's a platform that is aimed to co-create community-led business projects. So it's a bottom-up platform to empower communities to solve very specific issues in very specific areas. That's why our projects and learning experiences and leadership retreats are focused on water management, forests, biodiversity, food systems, renewable energy. And we trying to do that using education as a catalyst for creating these eco-business solutions. In 18 months, we created 8 SMILY hubs in India, in Brazil, in the United States, Canada, Europe, and Africa with Cameroon, Ghana, and Benin, soon also in South Africa. So we are the people that are trying to make the change, of course, with a special care for water that is life. Today, since 1993, we are celebrating this very important day all over the world. Of course, we, in a very SMILY spirit, we want to stay focused on hope. We want to stay focused on the possibility to transform hope in very concrete and impactful projects. At the same time, we need to face the reality. We still have 2 billion people with lack access to fresh water. This year's edition is focused on the nexus between water and gender. So the reality is that this issue is still very complicated to solve. Indeed, in 43 countries, women and girls spend 250 million hours per day collecting water. That is 3 times, by the way, more than boys and men. So where water flows, equality grows. That is the slogan, let's say, that United Nations are spreading during this very important day. So we organized this online event to spread the voices of our talents and leaders on this very, very important issue. So we are here with Rituraj Pukan, that is one of the co-founders of the SMILY Academy, the director of SMILY India, is an author, and I recall you his latest books, Climate Justice 101, Empowering Community Leadership, and Everyday Climate Action, and Handbook for Gen Z. Rituraj is sharing with us a perspective from Indigenous leaders. He, by the way, is the chairman of the Indigenous Peoples Climate Justice Forum, and he is now in Assam, in the northern east of India, in the Molakaton forest, created by the forestmen of India more than 45 years ago. That is the legendary man that inspired our platform. Thank you, Rituraj, for being with us, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Claudia, for those inspiring words. Just to confirm, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, it is.
Perfect. So I am, as Claudia mentioned, I am here in Assam, in Jorhat, and to be more specific, in the Molai-Kathoni forest, which was created, a man-made forest created by the Forest Man of India, Padma Shri Jadav Payeng. Now, we observed World Water Day today, like we do in most days, because as we all know, forests are the mother of all rivers. Most of the rivers originate in the mountains, in the forested areas. And in Hindi, there's a saying called Jangal Nadi ki maa hai, which literally means forests are the mother of the rivers. I'm going to share a few slides if that's possible. Let me check if I can share my screen. Just one moment while I get this technology correct. And looks like I do let me know if my screen is visible. I think it should be visible now. Is my screen visible? Okay, I assume you can see my screen. If not, maybe somebody can send me a message. So we live in a planet that is known as the blue planet, but water has come to represent the face of climate change for many frontline communities across the world. Uh, and as we all know, it is the most important thing for survival of life, especially fresh water, although some uh, animals thrive in salt water, but most of the amphibians and insects and mammals and birds need fresh water to survive. And the source of all fresh water is, of course, precipitation. And what Claudia had mentioned earlier, that the theme for World Water Day 2026 is water and gender. And it is very, very important issue for indigenous people and local communities around the world, because we have seen that within indigenous society, it is the women and girls who are responsible for securing water for the family, who are responsible for ensuring that the man in the family, the children have enough food, they have enough water, and there is water to cook and wash and all that. So, water and gender is a very critical issue, because in most frontline communities, it is the women who are suffering from the increasingly lack of freshwater supplies. Now, before proceeding, let's look at some of the headlines from uh, this year. Actually, in the last few months, we are seeing these headlines, and these are mostly related to the Himalayas, which are known as the third pole or the Asian water towers, and the world's most populous countries, including India, China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, are all located around the Hindu Kush Himalayas. Almost one-fourth of humanity are dependent on the Asian water towers for freshwater sources, and the condition here is not good. We are seeing a so-called age of water bankruptcy. We are looking at the possibility of nuclear war between countries located on either side of the Hindu Kush Himalayas, and millions of people are now feeling the brunt of water scarcity. And the day is not far when we might see a day zero drought across this particular, across the Hindu Kush Himalayan region. What that means is it's a combination of several factors. Day zero drought means less rainfall, and because of the heat, we are losing more water because of evaporation, and then there's a less flow of water in the rivers, and human need for water for various development activities keeps on increasing because it becomes hotter and hotter. Now, we all know that fresh water is a renewable resource. It is limited, it is not unlimited, right? And it is replenished through the natural water cycle. So, in many ways, we tend to think of our planet as a blue planet, abundance of water. But right now, if you look at this image, you can probably see two blue marbles straight away. But there's a third one, very small, below the two visible one, and that is the amount of fresh water that is readily available for human uses in the lakes and rivers and ponds. So it is really tiny, and compared to the size of the planet, despite being it called as the blue planet, we have limited supply of fresh water. For many people, the climate crisis is nothing but disruption of the hydrological cycle. The natural processes as we know it is wind damage, is been disrupted because of warming of the planet, and that is the root of a lot of problems for the planet. We will look at some of the countries which are over pumping the underground water sources. Now, remember, for most of human history, except for the last 200 or so years, humans were dependent only on surface water, water that was available readily in ponds and rivers and lakes, and that was collected from precipitation. But now we are taking out water from the ground, and the underground aquifers are being uh, damaged, are being laid bare, and they are not being replenished as fast or as naturally as they should have been in the past. So we are overusing water. We are depleting our underground sources as well, which is also causing a lot of problems to various communities. The water systems around the world is one of the most vulnerable to the because of the climate crisis, because of warming. And how does climate change affect water availability? I'm not going to dwell on these in detail, but on the one hand, we have reduced supply because of melting ice, sea level rise, droughts and runouts. And on the other hand, everybody is using more water because it has become hotter, whether it's industry, agriculture, or humans drinking water, or consuming water, or for energy. And the next graph will also reiterate the same thing. As it becomes warmer, everybody needs more water, whether it's people or crops or energy or industry or animals. And India is one of the worst affected countries. And some of the figures are just incredible. 95% of wells have dried up in the state of Tamil Nadu down south. And in the west, Gujarat, water tables are falling 20 feet per year. These are almost unbelievable. Across India, many lakes have gone dry, many rivers have uh, dried up completely, wetlands have shrunk, and there is very less water available for agriculture as well, which is a river in Maharashtra, which has gone almost completely dry. More than half of Indians now face extremely high water stress. So there have been many, many studies. I'm not going to dwell on that, but I will end with this slide. And these are incredible headlines. People are asking tourists not to come to the city of Shimla, and water has washing is to become a privilege in some parts of India. So this is actually from almost 10 years back. Even then, the Niti Aayog, which is one of the uh, leading policy agencies in India, had said that we are suffering from the worst crisis in history. And they came up with this composite indexes looking at water availability. My state, Assam, where I am now, is actually more known for floods, and but despite that, we are one of the regions where the third world war, which is likely to be over water, might happen. And this was published in this data-driven analysis published some years back. As you can see, the Ganga Brahmaputra Valley is likely to be one of the theaters of the third world war if it happens over water. The river I showed in the video, I sent in the video earlier, uh, I think Claudia may be showing it later, is the river Brahmaputra actually. So that itself is going to be, we are going to see less water flowing down. numerous assessments have already predicted, and unfortunately, the Eastern Himalaya region where we live is warming at least twice as fast as the planet, and because of that, we are seeing water crisis, not only for humans but within the wild areas, within the national parks. We are seeing conflicts between different animals as well. Of course, India is doing a lot of campaigns to check if the water crisis doesn't go out of hand. I myself was leading some of these campaigns, but uh, as you know, the UN Water Conference, which was held in 2023 after a gap of several years, recognized that the water crisis is not just a problem for the Hindu Kush Himalayas, not just a problem for India, but it is a global problem. I'm going to end here, and yeah, that's the end of my slide, and I'll be happy to participate in any further discussions around this uh, water crisis issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Listening to you, can you hear me? Because I see that probably my microphone is okay. So thank you so much. It was super interesting and intense to see the current situation. Listening to you, I was recalling a quote from Leonardo da Vinci. He used to say that water is the driving force of nature, and we need to then choose which kind of force, which kind of force it is. Is it the force of geopolitical conflicts? Is it a weapon? Or is it a tool for peace and something we can share to live on this earth? And is it a tool for international cooperation, for justice? Indeed, water is environment, but it also is a human right. It also is a matter of gender, as we are seeing today. And hopefully something that we can regenerate, as you said, and not exploit as we are doing so far. I believe that a bright example of what we are saying is the day-by-day life that our Matthias is facing from Benin, actually every day in the framework of a very tough political situation, and then with very high technical problems too. Matthias, can you hear me? Matthias Kpetohoto is the president of the Circle of Grand Pioneers, and is also partner of a water management focused project that was financed by the United Nations Development Program in Rome, in cooperation with the Italian government minister for environment and energy security. And so he is working on the challenges related also related to the implementation of this project, consisting in the building of bioengineered ponds in his area that are fed by solar panel to give you access to at least 20,000 people. Matthias, can you hear us? I see him in the studio, but I cannot. Okay. It's a blessing to have you, Matthias, with all the network issues that you have. So it's a blessing to have you, and I would definitely leave you the floor.
Okay, thank you, Claudia, for giving me a floor. I agree with you about your introduction on myself, and I want to present the challenge and the opportunity Benin are face, like a lot of country of West Africa, about water. Benin are the African, West African country who are facing a similar barrier who challenge the water disponibility in the field. But about what am I going to present is what are the barrier to eco-business projects in Africa, across West Africa. I think the barrier about eco-business project across West Africa is limited of access to finance, poor infrastructure, and lack of regulatory framework. And by this way, we have many challenge we can work to live this way. The challenge the West African country are facing about water will be infrastructure and technical gaps, financing and investment risk, climate change and environmental degradation. Uh, in the side of the challenge, we have also the opportunity. The opportunity is the innovation in technology and sustainability, and also inclusive waste, water scarcity, and health. Water scarcity, sanitation, and business, public private partnership, and water, energy, food, and nurses approach. That is the opportunity we can see about water in West Africa. In this way, how can we do to explore this opportunity? We can make the approach to learn the community, to train the community to accept this to accept this project. That is what I want to say. I give you also the floor, Claudia. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. It's very important to raise your voice directly without any intermediation and to immediately understand which are the needs, given that we are in charge of eco-business solutions. To do that, we really need to actively listen to communities like yours. Indeed, our model is based on decolonization, decentralization, decarbonization. Again, the eco-design thinking as a methodology we use at the SMILY Academy is super important. So let's stay in Africa. After Europe and India, let's stay in Africa with our Kofi Don Agor. And by the way, both Raj and Matthias and Kofi and also myself, we all are climate activists in the framework of the Climate Reality Project, that is this network founded by Al Gore, that counts more than 50,000 people all over the world. And Kofi is the director of SMILY Ghana. He also is the lead advocate on climate change communication at Ghana's parliament and the president of CCLG Africa. So I'm very happy to listen to his voice from Ghana and also to learn more about the opportunity in this road to UN Water Conference 2026. It was already mentioned by Raj for the edition of 3 years ago. Kofi, the floor is yours.
All right. Good afternoon or good morning to all of you, wherever you may find yourself. I hope you can hear me, but I
We can't hear you, Kofi, and so I would come back to India to speak with our Elizabeth.
Hi, Claudia.
Elizabeth, ciao. I'm very happy to see you and to have your bright talent with us. Elizabeth York, she is one of the founders of Edible Issues, that is a media platform which has become a benchmark for people in charge of food systems, food technology, and the nexus between climate, water, and food. And so we will learn from her the Climate Pantry, Taste, Water, and Food Futures. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. It's so nice to be here and to share. I'm just going to share my screen very quickly. Uh, Thank you all. It's really good to be here and to share a bit from some of our work and inquiry on the food system here in India. I'm Elizabeth York, the co founder of Edible Issues, and I'm here to talk about flavor and taste, water, and our food systems. Water shapes not only how we grow, but also what we taste, value, and consider everyday food. Edible Issues is a food systems collective that explores food through fieldwork with farmer communities, producers, ingredients that are overlooked in our food system, sensory experiences, and public conversations lying at the intersection of climate, biodiversity, and livelihoods. Our work sits between research, storytelling, and tasting. And we try to understand food not just as a product but as an ecosystem. So, water and food in India has been definitely a space that we cannot help uh, ignore. Even as landscapes change, our expectations of food often stay the same. The same grain, same vegetables, same taste. India supports 15% of the world's population, but only has about 4% of global water resources. We consume agriculture in India consumes about 80 to 85% of India's available water. As Rituraj was saying earlier, we're seeing severe groundwater depletion in many and several states. The groundwater extraction has exceeded natural replenishment levels, and as we all know, climate change has definitely toppled and our food systems. We're looking at increasing droughts, floods, erratic rainfalls that are affecting agriculture and water resources across India. Modern agriculture systems have shifted towards monocultures and water intensive crops like rice, wheat, sugarcane that create many sustainable challenges for water resources. So, as we look at our food systems, uh, we would probably ask how can agriculture use less water? But we're also asking and thinking about what foods are we willing to eat uh, in water constrained futures. So we've looked at one way that we're thinking about these things at Edible Issues is through something that we call the climate pantry. The climate pantry is not a fixed list of ingredients. It's a way of noticing foods that are emerging or re-emerging because these ecosystems are changing. Across our fieldwork, we keep encountering different ingredients that were quietly telling a story about climate adaptation, not necessarily through technology or large scale innovation, but through what is able to grow and survive and nourish people in changing climates. These ingredients often sit at the intersection of climate resilient crops, local knowledge, evolving food systems, and they are sometimes overlooked, sometimes misunderstood, and often outside mainstream markets. For example, along coastlines, we see seaweed, which grows without fresh water, land, or fertilizer. In arid regions, we're working with we're working with communities that are pastoralists that herd camels, and we look at how camels support the ecosystem and provide milk shaped by diverse desert plants. We look at forest foods like mahua, flowers that sustain seasonal livelihoods and biodiversity. There's, of course, rice varieties that are adapted to drought, flooding, and salinity, although most of us only encounter a few varieties we see in our supermarkets. Many tuber crops are also naturally resistant to erratic rainfall and poor soils. And so the climate pantry is really a question. As these ecosystems shift, which ingredients will shape our future diets and are we ready to taste them? Because adaptation is not only happening on farms, it also depends on whether our plates, markets, and our food cultures are also willing to change. I'll give you one small example of our fieldwork that has really resonated with me, especially when we explore water. Um, uh, in this changing climate. This is a community that we work with in Joyda, which is in the north of Karnataka. It is within the Kali Tiger Forest Reserve, and the story we heard from farmers is that because of climate change, their paddy crop that they have been growing for the last few decades is failing. So the community is looking back to their roots, looking at tubers, which are an incredibly hardy, resilient crop that has been feeding them for generations. Tubers can survive drought, poor soil conditions, even flooding, and they sustain the community through the year. During the monsoons, there are leaves of the tuber crops that the communities can eat to nourish themselves, um, and as the season progresses, then the tubers grow through the year. And we're looking at these crops in the climate pantry, thinking about as these ingredients have become they might become more important in a changing water future, but which but they might not have fully recognized or have been valued yet. So we try to bring these narratives and stories to cities, doing taste tests and exploring through tasting tables, trying to get people to be more curious about our food, so people can decide for themselves how they can also participate in food systems and in the conversation around food systems through what's on their plate. um, I will end here with this powerful image: women bending over paddy field, transplanting paddy that is very common. This is part of our. This was a season where we visited Buddha folklore in Honnavar, again in Karnataka, and I think that the climate pantry is a reminder that the future food is already here. It's just not always maybe in the foods that we recognize. Also, a reminder for us is that agriculture is literally back-breaking work. The food that reaches our plate depends on people, water, landscapes working together, often under incredible stress. Water is not just a resource, it shapes how farmers grow, what they can grow, and how much labor it takes. And perhaps the question is not only how farmers should adapt, but also how we can ease the burden by expanding our palettes to look at foods that are better suited to the ecosystems within which they work. And as water reshapes landscapes, maybe our role can also be simple: to stay curious enough to taste what is already possible and existing in our ecosystems. Thank you, Smiley, and thank you, Claudia, for giving me the opportunity to share.
Thank you so much. I recall you the edible issues .in for learning more about Elizabeth's and Anusha project. I'm very curious to learn more about your future initiatives and the big impact you are doing on the future of food. Because I'm always very, very inspired by your vision since I think 10 years. We know each other since 10 years, and I'm very proud that you joined the SMILY Academy, and I really trust your vision, your work, your impact. So I strongly recommend to our community to keep following you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. I see in the backstage of this live with 4 different continents. I see our coffee that is connected. I really would love to try again to listen to his voice. Coffee, can you hear me? And can you try to speak for us? No way. Okay, we tried. Maybe we will ask him to record a video and then we spread it on our social media channels. Where, by the way, we are live on Instagram, on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. After listening to the voice of Indigenous peoples through our Rituraj Pukan connected by India, and specifically from the north and east of India, from the region of Assam, and after listening to Matthias from Africa, specifically Benin, and a better understanding the power of water in agriculture, food systems, and all the different dimensions that we should understand of water. We are now ready to listen to Giovanni Calissano, that is one of our volunteers, and he is here representing a United Nations agency, one of the most productive and role model for the industrial development of emerging countries, that is UNIDO ITPO Italy. So welcome, Giovanni. We are looking forward to listen from your perspective and also on the opportunities that we can catch to be together and enhance our impact through a global call. Thanks.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to all, depending where are you or when are you watching the recording. So I would like really to thank you for the invite and thank the SMILY team for organizing the event. And last but not least, also I would like to thank all the speakers for their very insightful intervention and perspective on the water panorama. So yes, I'm Giovanni Calissano. I'm a consultant at the UNIDO ITPO Italy office, and I'm currently working on the blue economy. For those of you who may not know, UNIDO stands for the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, and is a specialized United Nations agency with the unique mandate to promote an inclusive and sustainable industrial development. It supports developing countries and emerging economies in building and transforming their industry. I would like to start my intervention by sharing with you some general figures and numbers related to the blue economy. So according to the UN, the blue economy accounted for $2.5 trillion of services and goods worth in 2025. And according to the OECD, is expected to double and reach $5 trillion of gross value added in 2050. So this makes the blue economy a rapidly growing industry, and this comes with great opportunities for development, but also with great challenges. Aside from these more economic features, is very interesting to note that is estimated that over 3 billion people worldwide depend directly from blue economy related activities. Furthermore, ocean and inland freshwater have a central role in climate balance, as we heard from other speakers, and of course also related to life conservation and thrive. The ocean is the planet's largest natural climate regulator, absorbing nearly 30% of carbon dioxide emissions and storing 50 more times carbon than the atmosphere. So this makes of paramount importance in the future to balance economic growth with ocean and water reserve health and resilience. As the custodian of SDG number 9, so Sustainable Industrial Development, UNIDO acknowledges the potential of the blue economy as a central force to drive sustainable industrial development, and is currently implementing frameworks, initiatives, and structuring special units to drive change and directly contribute to the 2030 agenda of Sustainable Development Goals. The UNIDO and WTCA Global Call 2026 is one of those initiatives of UNIDO. As startups and innovators are emerging with solutions aiming at restoring ocean and water reserve and stream health while promoting sustainable development. These innovations span a wide range of interconnected and interdependent sectors of the blue economy and have the potential to drive a systemic transformation of the blue economy from, as we know now, to a more resilient and more sustainable blue economy for the future. My office, UNIDO ITPO Italy, in partnership with the World Trade Center Association, it's launching its 2026 Blue Economy Global Call, aiming at collecting best innovative ideas coming from all types of actors, innovators, universities, big companies, small companies, for the sustainable development of blue economy, ocean as well as fresh water. We are launching this tender with the objective of scaling up innovation, maximizing the impact and therefore the climate action, with a special focus of whom more urgently needed, so small island developing states. These are our strong core focus. And also, we focus on those initiatives we are brought by youth and centered on women. A global tender, therefore, will open the 20th of April until the 19th of May, connecting worldwide the best innovation across 6 main sectors, let's say, verticals: blue renewable energy, sustainable blue food, green maritime transport and smart ports, coastal and marine tourism and recreation, sea, lakes and river health and restoration, and blue technology and biotechnology. I would like to share with you all our official video of the Global Call, so you may have a better idea and visual insights on what we are trying to do.
The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet. It feeds us, moves us, powers us. Yet today, it is under pressure like never before. And now, more than ever, it needs our ideas, game-changing solutions. Welcome to the Global Call 2026, where innovation meets impact, where visionaries are looking beyond the horizon. From clean energy generated from waves to smarter ports and truly sustainable aquaculture solutions, we need circular, regenerative business models that keep our rivers and oceans alive and thriving. If you are building solutions that protect and regenerate marine ecosystems, UNIDO and World Trade Center associations want to hear from you. We will connect you with industry leaders, investors, and policymakers to help scale your innovation globally. Your idea could help coastal communities and beyond thrive, create green jobs, empower women and youth, and shape a new, sustainable ocean economy. From local innovative solutions to global transformation, the future of our oceans begins with you.
Thank you very much for the video. And to conclude, the UNIDO WTCA Blue Economy Global Call scope is to promote the sustainable development of the blue economy by supporting and scaling up innovative ideas and companies. The winning ideas, one for each of the category, will enter an acceleration program under the UNIDO WTCA umbrella. But with the initiative, we aim not only to help innovative ideas, but also to collect globally a pool of forward-looking innovation to help pave the way for a sustainable blue economy of the future. And I hope this initiative will go very well, and to see and to collect from different perspectives all the background and all the efforts that globally are undergoing to have a more resilient future.
Thank you, Giovanni. Thank you so much, and also our gratefulness and greetings to Diana Battaglia, that is the director of Unido ETPO Italy, to Andrea Carapellese, that is the vice president or director of the office. It's an amazing work you are doing. Thanks for sharing these. A very, very important opportunity also to be connected with investors, with the industry, and give wings to our projects and our ideas. For sure, we will spread the call, and for sure, we will involve our entire ecosystem, and we also have projects on water management, so probably we will apply because it's important to stress these very very impactful alliance between UN agencies, institutions, policymakers, and realities like ours. There, of course, is a bottom-up initiatives that needs to strengthen the alliances with more structured organizations. I believe that, generally speaking, this dialogue gives us the opportunity to understand that the issue is huge, but at the same time, each one of us has a role to play in this scenario, and so we never had doubt. I think I can speak also for Rituraj, the other founders of the SMILY Academy, that a small group of thoughtful and committed experts and citizens can actually can make a change, in our case, one smile at a time, because we really want to have high the energy and the joy to create this impact together. So I would leave the floor to our Saru Piakure, that is the angel behind the scenes of these, and not only these events, that is the talent, the person that allows us to be live with our events, and she has been working as a SMILY US. She's connected from Boston, program manager, but she also is a very young, talented leader of climate activist networks, and so we are very proud to have you on board, and we want to leave you the floor for the closing remarks, and talking about young leaders to open a small window on the Molakaton forest in India again, to listen to the beautiful voice of our Munmuni Payang, that is the daughter of the forestman of India, and to our colleague and our fellow, that is Duty. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. Obviously, I come with a youth voice, and it feels amazing to be here. Hello, everyone watching us live from various digital platforms. This is Saru, program manager at Smiley USA, and today I'm accumulating the voices of all the youths, and I have some really amazing videos to play. And not just that, I am here to share about my thoughts as a youth, like how we can contribute. So basically, firstly, I would like to wish everybody a very happy World Water Day. I think that is what our reason is, and that is what we strive for. Because, I believe in one quote, and that is really interesting. And there was a quote by W.H. Auden which says, thousands have lived without love, but not one without water. So, of course, what is really important, and that's when we think, like, as we draw this enriching event of World Water Day to close, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and one of you for being a part of this important conversation. Your presence, ideas, commitment has reflected a shared understanding of one simple yet powerful truth, and that is what is life. So as everybody has mentioned, it is the part of existence. We know we live in this world, and water flows through every aspects of our lives. Each drop we use carries immense value, yet it is often taken for granted. So today we have reminded that this precious resource is not infinite, but in alignment of our global mission of United Nations, the call for ensuring clean water and sanitation for all is more urgent than ever. So it is not just a global goal, but a shared responsibility that begins with each one of us. So as I proceed, I would want to present you to some voices of the young minds that we have here. So let me start with one video that you can hear from one of our young youth who has shared
नमस्ते
her
स्माइली
ideas.
आज वाटर डे है आज का दिन में हम लोग फॉरेस्ट से आया हूँ अभी ब्रह्मपुत्र रिवर के पास में है और अभी का टाइम में तो वाटर बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है उसको प्रिजर्व करने के लिए और सबको अवेयरनेस के लिए पेड़ पौधा ज़्यादा रोपना है और उसको बड़ा करने का प्रतिपालन करने का बहुत ज़रूरत है धन्यवाद
Okay, that was the voice from. So she mentioned that's a Brahmaputra river, and there was some one voice. She told she spoke in Hindi language, but she told like it's very important to preserve the water resources. So yes, it is very important to preserve the water resources, and there's a lot of way we as a youth can contribute towards the protection of this, because water is a part of Mother Earth, and we have an immense role. And I would like to place a special emphasis on the role of youth in shaping water to secure future. So young people do not merely participate in the moment, but they are the driving forces. With their energy, creativity, and determination, youth have the power to transform awareness into action. So they can lead by example through simple yet impactful daily habits. And we also saw the video, like everybody is informed and everybody is concerned, but we can harness it through the power of education and social platforms to spread awareness and inspire communities. They can also participate in organizing different kinds of events that we as in Smiley has also been doing. So let's hear another voice of another youth, then let's get back to our words.
नमस्ते स्माइली
Okay.
हाय स्माइलर्स मेरा नाम जीतू है एंड हैप्पी वाटर डे। अभी जैसे वाटर का जैसे क्राइसिस हो रहा है ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड में, तो हम लोगों को वाटर कंजर्वेशन करना है। जैसे अभी मैं हूँ जादवपायेंग जी का फॉरेस्ट में, और यहाँ मेरे पीछे है रिवर ब्रह्मपुत्र। तो अभी जादवपायेंग जी का साथ में हम लोग मिलके जो वाटर कंजर्वेशन कर रहा है पेड़ पौधा लगा के, तो हम सब लोगों को अभी ये अवेयर हो जाना चाहिए कि वाटर कंजर्वेशन करना अभी ज़रूरी हो गया है।
So this sort of voices from the youths, like we as a youth have a lot to do in our plate, and beyond that, we are not just a problem solver, but we are the forefront of innovation. From developing water saving technologies to designing sustainable solution for water, these ideas can shape the future. So these voices matters in policy discussion, in community leadership, and also in driving change in both local and global levels. So, but just awareness is not enough. The true impact of today's discussion lies what we choose to do after this, and what each of us has a role to play. So each effort is not too small when it comes to protecting something as vital as water. So as we conclude, let us carry forward not just knowledge but a renowned sense of responsibility. Let this thing be a turning point, a reminder that water depends on the choice we make today. So, through all collective effort and conscious actions, we can ensure that clean and safe water remains accessible for generations to come. So, with that, I would like to conclude and wishing everyone a very happy, meaningful World Water Day. Thank you so much, and over to Claudia.
Thank you. I have nothing to add because you perfectly completed the closing remarks. So we will keep in touch. Let's stay connected with the SMILY Academy on our social media. And don't forget to contact us as we are running many initiatives related to eco-business solutions and learning experiences in emerging countries. Thank you so much, and happy World Water Day.